Innovating agribusiness value chain, Agritech, and their impact in Ghana's economy. So I'll be calling on Catherine Boafo. If you're here, please join me upstage. Yes. Thank you very much, Catherine. So please introduce your panel, and then you have 30 minutes. Be very snappy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, bro, no doso. But that's okay. I'll try to speak English like you're doing. So let's just introduce all those who are coming on board. We have a representative from Farmer Line. If we have a great. Please clap for her. She's so beautiful. And then followed by Grow For Me. Thank you. Wonflicky. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Wonflicky. Wonflicky. Okay, forgive me. Hillary from... Are you around? Okay, so let's move on quickly to MBC Africa. I'm trying not to pronounce names and make a mistake. They'll introduce themselves. And then Ghana Hubs Network. Oh, forgive me. I beg your pardon. And then MBC, forgive me. I think you're on the next panel discussion. Forgive me. Forgive me. So you'll be on the next one. Yes, please. So Agri-Makeup. I hope I got it correctly. Okay, let me sit down. And then lastly, we have the Mishkan group. Marie? Thank you. Yes, please, let's keep clapping. So I feel like we have less time, but I don't also want to rush any of us because this is a very important time to discuss Agritech and all the innovations going on and how much is going to boost our economy as Ghana. So I would like you to introduce yourselves briefly, your organization, as well as what you do in the Agritech space within agribusiness. Thank you. And let's start from Madam Marie.
Good afternoon. I am Marie-Louise Annan, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Mishkan Group. We are a tech-enabled social impact business where we 100% organically farm non-GMO cotton, which we produce and process into lint, oil, thread, and sell globally to businesses. We are a startup. We have developed our proof of concept, and we are working on our MVP at the moment. With the Mishkan Group, we are very passionate about working with individuals that have physical disabilities in a safe way, in a way that impacts their lives. And with what we have done in inculcating tech into our agribusiness process, we are looking for tech as a way to enable and enhance efficiency, tech as a way, and AI as a way to enhance the skills of those that work for us and will work with us, tech that also allows us to save time. This is what we're looking at for our business, and I believe that is an important aspect. There are other aspects as well, but we believe in the value of tech and AI. We believe in its importance, and we believe that it brings innovation and allows us to have a greater impact in the work that we do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again for this opportunity. My name is Mariam, popularly known as Mimi Nasara. I lead partnerships for Farmerline for its Francophone operations. So Farmerline, we are a social enterprise. I believe that's why we're invited here. But we operate within the tech ecosystem. And we're founded by two Ghanaians, two young graduates from KNUST 10 years ago, with a simple mission for creating lasting impacts for farmers. How do we do this? We do this by leveraging technology. So we built our own flagship technology product called Merge Data that allows us to connect farmers to resources. Over the past panel discussions, there was a common theme that ran across, which was digitization. So that's actually our entry point into ensuring visibility and accounting for transactional costs along the supply chain. So this is what we have to offer to various stakeholders, the government, the organizations that source commodities from farmers, like the processors. The lecturer from the University of Toronto mentioned this as a gap. So that's also what one of our value propositions in sort of connecting all the dots along the supply chain, and then also providing traceability from farm gate to factory to shelf. Well, there's like the lady here said, there's so many elements of so many aspects to our business operations, but I think I'll end it here. Thank you.
Good afternoon. So I'm Abel Safako. I'm with Grow For Me. The story for Grow For Me is quite interesting. So we have 4 founders, just like Farmerline. We are into Agritech, and Go For Me basically had 8 founders having background in agricultural engineering, systems and machineries. We also have an IT personnel, and then personnel in agronomy. And basically we had them riding bicycle from Ghana through to Nigeria, and using the bamboo bicycle actually. And with this journey, they discovered similarities among the regions, the countries, and this probed something within them as young men. And the question they asked themselves was, do we want to keep telling generation after generation about the problems in agriculture? Because when we were in primary school, when we were in JSS, we came to the university, they are telling us about the same problems in agriculture, but what are we using our backgrounds to do to solve this problem? Or are we going to join other sectors, get employed, go to work, get paid? So these young men decided to build what we call the micro aggregator platform. Now with the Grow For Me micro aggregator platform, it basically includes farmers into the financial sector by providing them with access to inputs. And that was first done through crowdfunding, because no bank or anyone is going to give a young company money anyway. So we had to raise funds among our own circles, and then from the Ghanaian people, because we wanted the Ghanaian individual to come to terms with realizing that to improve the agricultural sector, you needed to do something yourself. And I'm sure everyone here has eaten this morning. And if there is anyone who has not eaten, you are probably going to have lunch anyway. So what are you doing about the sector? You can't sit and say, I'm waiting on the government. The government cannot do all. So we both have the micro aggregator platform to not just bring farmers inputs to produce more, but also to address the problem with marketing. So basically connecting farmers with off-takers by way of making the government warehouses very efficient and operational. And we know the government built the Ghana Commodity Exchange to allow farmers have access to market. But we realized that farmers were not really taking their commodities to the market, to the exchange. So basically the commodities were still there and post-harvest losses were still high. So we said that no, this is the problem. The farmer wants money instantly. He doesn't want to come and leave his commodity at your warehouse and be waiting until you sell before he gets money. So we decided that bring your commodity by dialing this code, and then we pay you instantly whilst we take the responsibility of taking the commodity to the warehouse. And the other technology we also built was to use remote sensing, drones, and satellite imagery to address problems with pests, droughts, and insect infestation, so that the smallholder farmers can improve upon productivity. So those were some of the things. Then we also took a look at the information system, how to disseminate information, especially for women farmers who hardly get access to extension services. So those are a bit of the things that we do as a company. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. A big round of applause for it.
Okay, please can you hear me? Good day, everyone. My name is Hilary Widanama Adari, and I'm founder of Agtech startup Wonfleeky. Before I actually go on to mention what we do, it's amazing to know the people on this panel and how interlinked we are, yet we don't know ourselves. I've spoken to Amabel before, but she doesn't know it's me. And she's pretty much said a lot of things we do because it's a value chain, there are lots of things interlinked. With that said, our startup again is Wonfliki. It's a local phrase that means we're flying. We started this initiative because we were using drones to serve farmers. We were mapping out the boundaries to delineate corners for farmers so that they don't go through litigation issues with people. I have a background in geomatic engineering. So using GIS, that's how we started this whole initiative where we use drones to spray farms for farmers. And we also do mapping as well. The goal here is not only to efficiently serve farmers, but it's also to bridge the data gaps. We realized this, that in Ghana, when you're looking for agricultural information, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because we do a lot of research in our company, a lot of data we find it doesn't reside locally here. And sometimes it's outdated because it's not current. So one thing we're trying to do is also to bridge the data gaps that exist in the agricultural system. And later this year or early next year, we're also looking forward to roll out a platform that is going to use the satellites, as Amabel mentioned, that's satellite or remote sensing to help serve farmers. So they are able to know their crop yield in real time and then monitor their farms in real time. And we're hoping to not only roll this out in Ghana, but also other African countries that we're partnering with. So in brief, this is what Wonfliki does. Thank you.
Thank you. A huge round of applause. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Okay. My name is Luther. Full name is Luther Jesikwashi. I'm co-founder and CEO at Agribusiness. And I'll tell us what we do from our story. So I remember in 2019, I was doing my master's degree. Then I was in Prof's class as well. Prof. Irene? Yes. So I remember prior to that, during the period of my NSS, I, together with a few friends, including Emmanuel, my co-founder here, we started a pig farm. So during my master's program, during my weekends, I used to go to my pig farm, check out. And because we had a desire to make an impact in our agri space. Now, these are just young guys coming out of the university, putting their NSS money together and some of the finances they could, and then starting something out. Now, about a year or two later, our pig farm started struggling. And the issue had to do with feed cost. Every week, the price of feed was going up. And our man here knows that because he has a pig farm. In fact, it was shattering to the point that I was angry at my pigs for eating. Exactly. And eventually, we had to fold up. But during the period of folding up, we started researching aggressively. And we came across an insect that has the ability to feed on any kind of organic waste that does not have cellulose and transform it into protein meal and other ingredients for feed, as well as producing organic fertilizer. And that is what Agribusiness is about. Agribusiness leverages on the technology of the black soldier fly larvae, an insect that is able to take up organic waste. In Accra alone, we generate about 4,400 tons of organic waste every single day. And unfortunately, this organic waste is rather causing health problems to us. And we asked ourselves, why don't we transform this resource that is already a challenge to the community and then make something out of it? And that is what Agribusiness is about. When we started out at a small facility in Nankesi in the Eastern region. It was given to us by one of our lecturers and a husband with a farm known as Melo Farm. And together with some funding from Cosmos Innovation, we set up our first facility. And they were our first buyers. And so initially we were selling mainly to them and to a few farmers. Then I had a call from a fish farmer. And then he called me asking for some of the larvae for his farm. And at that point, we had a limited product to even go around. And I told him that even if he has to wait for me for the next 3 months, I may not be able to meet his need. He didn't have feed for his fishes, and he was struggling to feed them. That statement hit me very hard, and I knew that we had to scale up very fast to be able to help the industry. Unfortunately for us, per mini report, mini farms are shutting down. Enyonam here did a report earlier in the year, and over 90% of fish farms across the Water League were shutting down because of feed alone. And this is what AgriMecap is about. So in line with that, we decided to set up multiple facilities across the country. Now we have our second one in Accra. We are trusting God that by next year we should have 6 operating facilities so that we can transform the organic waste being generated all across the country into feed and into organic fertilizer to bridge this particular gap. And that is what AgriMecap is about.
Wow, that's so touching. Thank you so much. Just to remind us, the theme for this year's forum is Agribusiness Innovation, a game changer in food systems for shared prosperity. For shared prosperity, but hence we have problems. The world faces critical challenges like limited land and water resources, harmful environmental effects caused by excessive agrochemicals and heavy farm machinery use. Hence the incoming demand for food and biomass. However, several new agri-tech innovations are showing great potential to overcome these issues by increasing food production and quality with fewer resources and by addressing the problems caused by traditional agriculture, just like AgriMecare is doing, and many more. What I wanted us to stress on for today's discussion was our topic, which says that agri-tech innovations that are transforming agribusiness value chains and contributing to Ghana's economic growth. Indeed, we've heard from all our panelists, and we can tell that they are really contributing to this country. But there's more to be done. So I'm going to ask you one last question, and it's a shared question. What should our listeners be expecting from us as organizations who are doing our best to change the game? What should they expect from us? And we'll start with Marie again.
Hello, can everyone hear me? The first word that came to me was excellence. Excellence in what we produce, excellence in our staff, excellence in our end products. With that, I think it's quite general, but that persistence in doing what is right, the right way, for not just for ourselves, but for the communities in which we work and for our customers, because especially with agribusinesses, we're not set up for ourselves. We're set up for our customers. We are set up as businesses, but we also work in communities in which there are needs. So there has to be excellence all around. To expect integrity in our processes, integrity in what we say we will do and that we will actually do what we are doing, integrity also in our supply chain, that everything we do is open, is visible, and without doubt. So we are the first organization to farm cotton in Ghana organically, and it's 100% organically. We're still early stage. We've developed a proof of concept, which was fantastic, but there is an issue with a number of organizations or farmers claiming to farm cotton organically globally and having issues with the end product, with the customers saying no. After many years of working with a particular farm organization, we've realized that you are not 100% organically farmed cotton, or partly you're mostly working with other off-takers that are not following the right processes. So as we are starting out, this is what has been priority for me: excellence, passion, integrity, care. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mimi, briefly.
Oh, okay. I think I'll limit it to the sector that I operate, or the space that I operate within. So what stands key with agriculture is it has to be impact driven. So anything you do For instance, for Farmerline, we operate with a framework which we call the theory of change, and there was some conversation about change management. So everything you do has to be sequential, and then the end result should impact positively the people that you're trying to serve. And in our case, it's the smallholder farmers. So even though we do have certain clients that produce en masse, like the commercial farmers, our focal beneficiaries are the smallholder farmers. So for instance, our theory of change starts with the inputs that we provide. So we provide information which is delivered in the voice, in voice messages in the preferred local languages of farmers. So first of all, before we engage with any farmer, we profile the farmer. We collect a series of information, like, of course, the name, the bio, the primary information, like the name, the age, the location, etc. But we also collect GPS locations of the farm. We try to understand what crops the farm cultivates, what sizes of farm the farmer cultivates on, and what are the challenges and what are some of the revenue projections or previous revenue volumes that the farmer has been able to achieve. So with these sets of information, we understand who the farmer is. We know where he's located. And if we have the same information for, say, 100 farmers, right, say in the Volta region, we know 100 farmers produce, say, soya beans, and their total volumes are, say, 1,000 tons. With this information, we are able to match this supply to demand. So for instance, if we have, say, a buyer who wants this specification, because we already have the data of these farmers, we are able to quickly present them market access. Okay, so that's one aspect. The key thing is data collection. Okay, and then we don't just collect the farmer profiling, we also follow the farmer through every single stage of the farming cycle, from production through to harvest. And we're able to also present the farmer with all the requisite inputs he or she needs. So for instance, improved seeds, fertilizers, depending on what type of cultivation, whether it's inorganic or organic. And then maybe in certain cases, asset financing, where, for instance, the farmer he's produced his crops, but he needs maybe a mechanized solution to harvest his crops. So we're able to channel these resources to meet the needs of the farmer, okay? And then the other aspect of the theory of change is the output. So when you put inputs, it's like garbage in, garbage out. So the garbage out is, in this case, is the output. So what are the yields in terms of volumes? What are the specifications of these yields? And where are they located? So using this information, then we are able to obviously match the production to other opportunities. It doesn't necessarily have to market access, because there are so many developmental organizations, which we call the DFIs.
Mimi, we don't want to cut you, but because of time, we want to give others the opportunity to also share. I'm sure that we are here till 5, and please, everyone should contact everybody they need. For me, I need everyone here. So right after here, I'm coming to you because I need more information on market access.
Okay, then let me summarize then.
Yes, please.
So the tall and short of what I was saying is it has to be impact driven, right? And then the second thing that I'm also mentioning was data. As they say, data is a new gold. Once you have data, you know where the gaps and then the pain points are, and then you're able to design solutions to address those. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So we come to Widanama Aderi. That's you. Okay. Your name, please.
Go for me.
Annabelle.
Yeah,
okay.
Annabelle. Yeah,
Forgive.
okay. So what should be expected of us? I'll say that our solutions are going to be born on lots of research, collaboration, and truth. Why did I say research, collaboration? You realize that for all the agri-tech seated here, there is something in common. We are solving a common problem. And until we come together, we will still be desegregated. That collaboration is not there. GoForMe is able to leverage all government warehouses across the country to move feeds all over. GoForMe now has a grain cleaning machine in the north to clean soybean so that farmers can get access to premium prices, and then processing companies can get quality so that the consumer can have quality at the other end. So we are saying that there's going to be a lot of collaboration, not just from the agri-techs, not just from government, but from individuals sitting here in this room. The change should start with us, and that is when we can make that impact more. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Adari.
again.
I got your name right this time, right? You are Adari.
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 Yes, thank you. So what people should expect from us is accountability and collaboration. I will begin with collaboration in a different way from what Amabel said. Collaborate with us when we give you pricing for our services. Collaborate with us. It's really not easy because imagine, I don't know how many of us are farmers in here. Okay, so sometimes you call laborers to come to the farm to spray an acre of a farm. And this laborer is taking anywhere between 200 to 400 cedis for a job that spans over a day. And we come in to do this job in minutes, top an hour. And we ask you for something even smaller than this, and you resist, you push back. Please help us survive. So, so for me, I would say that to answer the collaboration issue. And then for accountability, at Wonfliki, what we say is flights and insights securing the future of food. And the tenets of food security is accessibility, availability, stability. So what we are saying is hold us accountable to what we're saying that we're doing in terms of helping to bridge the data gaps that exist here in maximizing the potential of the land. It's actually said that in Africa, not just Ghana, we maximize the use of our land to about 40%. So the issue here in Ghana is not about only expansion of farm areas like we're doing. It's about maximizing the potential of the farms that we have. And that's our mission. That's what we're seeking to do. So in answering the question, I would say hold us accountable and then collaborate with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Luther.
I'd want to mention that for us at Agribusiness, there are 3 things we want you to expect from us. The first one is quality. The second one is reliability. And the third one is drive. For quality, last 2 weeks, I was in a meeting with the Fisheries Commission, and 2 researchers, independent, had run separate proximate tests on fish meal they bought on the market. And the crude protein content was 18%. Online, if you find out the crude protein content of a fish meal is supposed to be between the range of between 50% and 60%, which means that it had been heavily adulterated. And that is what our farmers are relying on to formulate their feed. We want to ensure that we deliver the right quality to them. The second one is reliability. We don't want to have products today and not have some tomorrow. And that is what is driving us on our expansion journey, to ensure that at all times we can meet the needs of our farmers. And the third one is drive for agricultural development. This is important because Ghana imports over 60% of its fish needs, up to as high as 90% of its poultry needs. And if we want to encourage the young people to go into agriculture, to go into producing this animal husbandry, they will come back complaining that because of feed, their farms have shut down. We want to be in the seat where we can make that, we can cross out that problem so that when they go in, it becomes profitable enough for more and more people to go in, expand these industries, and ensure that Ghana is food secure because we're able to produce enough for our needs, enough for us, our survival. Thank you.
Thank you. Great. If not for anything, I heard so much. I heard about impact. I heard about integrity. I heard about supply chain. I heard about development. I heard about collaboration. My name is Catherine Boafuashon, founder of Mauchweni, and also an executive member of SC Ghana. I want you to applaud our honorable panelists for the good job they've done in delivering. And we just talked about Agritech, a game changer, or something changing and encouraging the development of our ecosystem in Ghana. Thank you for having us.